How's all the family doing? It's my Saturday morning tap in. I don't know how many people I'm gonna get in here, but I normally go live, every Saturday morning I try to go live and come with something for the family. So I'm just checking my phone right now because this is how I gotta check for the comments. I gotta go to my phone to read them. It's how this setup is right now. Hopefully I'm live. Oh yeah, I'm live. I had to find it. So hopefully everyone out there, is having a good weekend, cooling out and whatnot, but I came to the family because I got, a lot of videos I put together to talk about on this particular live. A lot of, nonsense is going on, in terms of Trump and his white supremacist party. We're gonna get to that stuff, later on in the broadcast. But remember remember I came to the family with a story of two young brothers down there in Georgia. They were found unalive up there in Georgia mountains, and the family said they didn't have no clue. These two young brothers, they were 20 years old twins. They didn't have no clue of those Georgia mountains, Bell Mountains, and have no wherewithal to even be up in these mountains. And they were scheduled to go out to Boston to visit with friends and family um, before this. They had the tickets still on them, and it was just a lot of nonsense, and the family wasn't buying what the whole Georgia Bureau of Investigations was putting out, that it was a murder suicide, that one of the brothers murdered the other one, because the family said that the two young brothers were the best of friends. Come to find out, that damn volunteer police officer, I told y'all family, it was a white supremacist involved. That volunteer firefighter, rather, he was charged with uh, uh, misdemeanor obstruction. He was charged with misdemeanor obstruction in the case. So they not really saying he did it, but it's more than definitely BCI. Now, if the family just would have kept closed and not said a damn thing and just went with the ruling that the Georgia Bureau of Investigations was putting out that it was a murder suicide, they would have never got this far. They just tried to sweep it under the rug real quick, to uh, not prevent, to prevent an uprising and backlash from this story. But I knew it was something, more to the story because young brothers with the world at their fingertips, young brothers just don't, well, black people don't just do that, just kill themselves and just unalive and take one of their loved ones with them. This ain't something we do. You know what I mean? We typically don't do this. So I knew it was something more than meets the eye. And, them two young brothers had the world at their fingertips. So yeah, they charge him with misdemeanor obstruction, but they need to be looking at him because one plus one is two. He probably the one that done it, white supremacist. I seen the picture, and um, I hate to judge a book by its cover, but looking at his picture, he had white supremacist written all over him. You know what I mean? So in all actuality, I'm certain that this is the dude that done it. The volunteer firefighter. They just ain't trying to put it out there, into the eyes of the public. Now, if the family would have just went along with the ruling, they would have never gotten this far in the case to put that misdemeanor obstruction on it. For circulating them photos of our two young brothers. Because something just didn't sit right with me of them two young brothers not knowing these mountains, going up into these mountains, and they were just set to take a trip to Boston to meet friends and family. Yeah, it didn't add up to me. Something didn't sit right. So I'm glad, they starting to, move a little bit more on this thing and not just, so quick to try to sweep it under the rug because typically that's what we see, truth be told, in these cases where white supremacists do black folks some nonsense. 9 times out of 10, they try to sweep it under the rug or say it was something else, you know what I mean? In favor of, you know, um, upholding that white supremacist system they got going on. But I don't know about any of the family. I seen this one too, so I wanted to talk about it. I'm a heavy coffee drinker, so I gotta have my coffee. I'm a diehard coffee drinker, and I seen that International Delights is doing a recall on their hazelnut brand coffee, and then they Cinnabon Classic. Cinnarol coffee. They said it could get you sick, and it's a massive recall. It's 75,000 bottles of this creamer. So I'm a heavy coffee drinker. And I put creamer in my coffee. I buy this brand sometimes, but I haven't bought it in a while because I found this other brand that I go with. But yeah, they say the bottles is being recalled in Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. They recalling all these hazelnut and the Cinnabon Classic Cinnarol International Delights coffee creamer. It's just a bunch of nonsense. You really got to watch, going to get anything out of these stores now, truth be told, because it's a lot of nonsense that goes on with this food in general nowadays. That's on the rise too. So I just wanted to bring that to the family. This is what I wanted to talk about here. I don't know any of these two brothers involved in this Yellow Beezy. I know just briefly about Mo3. I seen a few interviews of him when he was alive, but you know, by the time I really caught wind of him, it was too late. The brother got murdered, unfortunately. But here they have it. They said his friend was, involved, with putting a hit out on him. And this is why I say to the young folks, them streets ain't where it's at. It ain't no loyalty in them streets, and it ain't no honor amongst thieves. I've been going hard on putting out videos, to the young people these last couple, days and things like that, exposing that street life because that street life ain't where it's at. It ain't no loyalty and no honor amongst thieves, and your best friend, your man that you think was your man since the sandbox, if it comes down to saving himself or you, he gonna save his own skin because these dudes nowadays sell out their own mother, if it regard them getting out of some trouble or some hot water. But yeah, here we have it. This they say he put a. Now I'm not saying he guilty or not, but this is what's being alleged. That he put out a hit on his man, which was Mo3. So I got the audio and the video of this family, and we're gonna walk through and talk about it how we normally do. Fair use.
And we have two breaking news stories tonight, starting with an update on a rapper gunned down on a highway 5 years ago. Dallas police now say Yella Beezy hired a hitman to kill his one-time friend turned rival, Mo3. Cole Sullivan is live at the county jail.
See, and when you in them streets, them people closest to you is the ones you gotta watch. You show somebody your hand, show somebody what you're doing, then they in your house when you least suspect it, robbing your house. It's just a bunch of nonsense. That's why I say to the young brothers and sisters, it's just better to steer clear of them streets. You know what I mean? Because they come at too high of a cost, and the cost most of the time, 9 times out of 10, is death or the penitentiary.
These are well-known rappers in the Dallas hip-hop scene.
Chris, Yella Beezy's top single, It Put It On Me, it peaked at 56 on the Billboard Hot 100. Now he's in the Dallas County Justice Complex behind me on a capital murder charge, accused of hiring a hitman to kill a fellow rapper.
And not to mention, family, when you in them streets, they the breeding ground for jealousy, hate, and envy. The people that you think is for you, they see you shining a little bit more than them, and that jealousy and that envy and that hate start to boil up in them. So the streets are just a breeding ground for a lot of negative emotions, for jealousy and hate, vitriol, and it's just better to steer clear of them. But let's continue.
This all happened back in 2020, and just before noon on the middle of Interstate 35, just south of the Dallas Zoo, Dallas police arrested a 22-year-old and charged him with murder. Initially, that 22-year-old's in federal prison, convicted of gun charges, but now, 5 years later, they say he was the trigger man. Police say Yella Beezy, whose hot song top song That's On Me, hired that 22-year-old and promised him cash for killing Mo3.
See, this is what I don't understand. Dudes, they work so hard to, beat the ills of the urban community, the traps that's been set out there from the dominant white society, and they rise up to fame and prominence and get into that music industry. They still doing nonsense. You get in that music industry, you're supposed to be getting out of the streets. You know what I mean? You could reach back and help out the community, but you even got to do that from a distance, Sally, unfortunately, because you see what happened to brother Nipsey Hussle. He was trying to help out the community, and the same but it was a knucklehead that done that, but the same people that help you, sadly and unfortunately, could be the same people that the hate and the vitriol and the envy, boils up in them to where as though now they hating on you, they want to harm you, this, that, and the other. Because, like I said, the streets is a breeding ground for that. And when you come into fame and prominence, like making it in the music industry, you just want to lay low. You know what I mean? You done made it. You ain't got nothing to prove, and a lot of that is, cats thinking that they got something to prove from people that don't to people that don't give a damn about them. But let's continue.
A grand jury handed up an indictment this week and booked Marquise Conway tonight. The killing of Melvin Noble, known as Mo 3, led to an outpouring of grief from his fans. Dozens held a memorial outside Dallas City Hall that week. He once was friends with the man now accused of hiring someone to murder him. The killing has long been suspected to be the result of a rap feud. We reached out to Yella Beezy's legal team tonight and have not heard back.
Yeah, that's how it normally ends. Sadly and unfortunately, I'm not saying the dude is, guilty or not guilty, but in them streets, I just know from being in them myself. That's why I don't glorify him. You know what I mean? Because sadly and unfortunately, it's always the ones that you trust, that's in your inner circle, that's closest to you, that'll stick that dagger in your back when you ain't looking. But that's just, you know, crazy. I just wanted to put that out there as a teaching lesson, to the youngsters, to steer clear of them streets, because everything that glitters ain't gold. That fast money is out there, but that fast money, it don't last long, and it comes at, too large of a price. But let's continue. What else did I want to talk about, family? Oh yeah, let me move right along to this one. Yeah, family. I've been watching a lot of, old school movies lately, going back and watching a lot of, black power movies. And I've been seeing this movie, but I watched it again. If any of the family ain't seen it, you got to go back and check out The Deacons for Defense, 2003, starring our brother Forrest Whitaker. Now this, this is a great story. The Deacons for Defense were out there giving them white supremacists hell. I forget where the Deacons of Defense was based at, but they were standing on business, giving them white supremacists hell. And Forrest Whitaker did a hell of a great job, playing that character that he did in the Deacons for Defense. They were standing on business. Maybe I'll put out a video, documenting a pre-recorded video documenting the Deacons for Defense, because them brothers were out there giving the white supremacists hell. You know what I mean? They had the white supremacists shook. You know what I mean? Because down there in the town they was in, I forget the town, normally how it is, the mayor, the cops, and all of that, they were in cahoots with the KKK, the white supremacists down there, and the Deacons for Defense, they was giving them pushback and resistance, you know what I mean, and standing on business. But let me see if anybody commented so far. Yeah, family. Another movie. I didn't see this movie now, but staying in, on the same staying on the same wave of talking about those movies. Another little movie like scene I seen. It was just a scene, but it was from the 1972 movie Trick Baby. And basically this was, it was telling you, because a lot of the time these movies tell you about, what's going on in real life. A lot of the times movies like the Terminator and stuff like that, they just be proxies for what's really going to go on, what they got going on down later on down the line. And this movie Trick Baby exposed the play in the white supremacist handbook. This particular scene that I came across, I would show it. I would have showed y'all a couple powerful moments from the Deacons for Defense 2003, but if I show that, that they gonna suppress the video and probably copyright me. So I got the scene, but I ain't gonna show it just for that issue, because they'll probably try to copyright me. But the 1972 movie Trick Baby, that was very telling, and it was, telling to how, this white supremacist system plays and it works. They expose their hand on this one, because it showed how, like, white supremacists, they'll take a black person and prop them up and give them some prominence and prestige, and but the only thing is they want them to go against their community, and weaponize them to a degree against the black community. And they said, like, when they find the bright and promising in the black community, they got to quick, fast, and in a hurry get them on their side, the white supremacist side, so they won't become radical and for their people, this, that, or the third. That kind of mindset where J. Edgar Hoover had, to where, though, they want to prevent a black messiah from rising up amongst the ranks. That's real, and that's what the white supremacists fear. In this 1972 movie Trick Baby exposed that. You know what I mean? They don't want um, or organic brother or sister to come amongst the ranks of the grassroots and be able to, spark the mind of their people and help their people. So they try to, when they see, talent in the black community, they quickly get them on the side of white supremacy, and that's, when we see talent, we got to start, if we see a person that's asking questions, a young brother or sister, um, that always got an argument. Truth be told, that's our young lawyers right there. We got to start, putting them, on our side, and funding them too. Making sure that all of the ills that growing up, in the urban community can have, they stay away from the streets. And we just, put them on that right direction. We pay for them to, take up certain classes because that's our bright and talent right there. Because when the white supremacists see this, they'll grab them and put them on team white supremacy, and we can't have that. I just wanted to talk about that real quick, family. Now let's get to moving right along. Let's get to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, he's doing several things I don't like. And I think, what it is they know us foundational black Americans, we super on code right now, codified, and they trying to spark emotion in us and knock us off our square and pivot, because I'm seeing that they removed Jackie Robinson's name from the Department of Defense. They're just doing a bunch of nonsense, things I don't respect, over there on the Republican side. But I ain't surprised by this. This is why I didn't vote, because both the Democrats and the Republicans, to me, are both branches off the same tree. They got mindsets in them to where as though they anti-black for one, and then they don't want to see black folks getting out a damn thing. They don't want to see black folks getting no reparations, neither party, in my opinion. But we gonna get it. We just got to keep our foot on that gas pedal. But yeah, he's doing several things that I don't like now. With that, removing eh, the removing anti-segregation if you up under federal contract. I think that they did this to think that this will move us and knock us off our square, but I don't think this is going to work out in the way that the white supremacists think it's going to work out. But they intended it, to do harm and probably, go against us. But I don't think it's going to work out in the way they think, because what this is going to do is spark black businesses all over America to open up, and you'll see a black Wall Street everywhere. There's a foundational black American, and a lot of foundational black Americans are saying this could be a good thing, because I've long said that we as foundational black Americans, we were better off during segregation. I'm thinking about it from a standpoint of money, and us being on code with one another, because we knew back during segregation that white supremacy was rampant. We made no mistake on not addressing white supremacy. Nowadays, the younger generation, they don't really think white supremacy exists to a certain degree. And a lot of white people can rock black people to sleep, especially our young generation, into buying into there's no white supremacy. But we, with that black mindset, we know that white supremacy exists, and that's why we see a lot of nonsense we see going on with the FBA community. You know what I mean? But yeah, we made no clause about that back in the day. We knew what it was. We knew that we was up under white supremacy, and we had to fight white supremacy. And the only way we could fight white supremacy is if we stick together. You know what I mean? So a lot of black folks are, and I myself say that we were better off during segregation from a standpoint of money. Now I want to put, my thinking cap on for a minute. Now, what was how are we doing better in terms of segregation? For one, we have black-owned businesses thriving. Everywhere you look was a black-owned business, a laundromat, a retail store, a restaurant, a barbershop, car detailing, you name it. The list goes on. There's too many to name. And nowadays we got a $3 trillion spending power. Imagine that $3 million spent $3 trillion spending power, targeted and aimed, us keeping our own money. Imagine that $3 trillion, solely focused in our community. Us spending that $3 trillion not outside of our community. Us spending that with FBA businesses. That'd be powerful. And that's why I said I don't think they really want to play that game of, trying to bring back segregation. Because truth be told, I think that's what Donald Trump is gearing towards, trying to move back to segregation. He ain't nothing more than a white supremacist. So anything a white supremacist does really don't surprise me. But imagine our $3 trillion back into black-owned businesses, because FBAs are the people that spend the most money in terms of fueling this economy. Just being truthful, we buy a lot of the products, and some of our people, well, we buy a lot of the products that go on over here in America, and a lot of the times we're buying products that ain't even ours. So imagine that, focused and strategically targeted at black-owned business. That'd be a hell of a thing. That'd be powerful, truth be told. Us putting all our money together and just supporting black-owned businesses. So I don't think they really want to do that, play that game. To where though we're getting back on our square. Because this will wake up, truth be told, and Donald Trump doing this also, another aspect of it, it'll wake up that sleeping giant in FBA society. Those FBA that ain't on code, they'll be forced now to get on code and lean on one another and start spending money with that black owned business because they ain't gonna have no choice. They can't, if he were to roll this thing out all the way around the board, they can't say I'm gonna go down to Walmart. So they gotta, go to that black owned retail store that got products. You know what I mean? Because I'm more so in me, I love spending money with black owned businesses. I spend small business. I like doing business with small businesses in general. But if it comes down to the two, I'd rather spend money with black owned businesses. I personally go out my way when I know that there's a black owned business just to buy at least something off of them, even if I'm just spending $5. I love doing business with my own. And that's the mindset we got to start getting on. Because when we lock that money, into our society, this prevents those that move into our community that extract those resources like the Asians, the Arabs who don't give a damn about black folks. They'll take from us, but they look down on our people, and that will stop a lot of that too. If that's why I'm saying they don't really want to play this game because we won't be patronizing them Asian businesses. They'll close up because we're gonna solely be doing business with our people, and I say why, to some black folks that don't spend their money strategically, because we got some of our folks that don't spend their money strategically, that, will see a black owned businesses, but overlook that black owned business in favor of doing business with the Asians, and stuff like that, you know. But black folks, wouldn't you rather much, spend your money with people that look like you, that value you? Because 9 times out of 10, when you're dealing with these Asians, these Arabs, and these white business owners, they look down upon you. They racially profile you, think you want to steal. When we ain't got no reason to steal, nor do we want to steal from these folks, So I'd rather support people that look like me, that value my dollar, and are actually, gonna, and that's gonna help us in the long run, us spending money with black people, because what that's doing is locking the money into our society. And collectively, if we keep on doing that over and over again, that's going to have a domino effect to where that's going to roll out all around the U.S. We're going to be more so in a power position as foundational Black Americans. So I don't think Donald Trump wants to, play that game, because um, I'm just giving my, opinion. I'm not saying, he's going to do this. I'm just, putting my thinking cap on, because I'm not saying that I'm for separation either. I'm just thinking about things from an economic standpoint. Black folks were a lot better off during segregation because we were more so in a power position. We had more unity, if you ask me, and black owned businesses were thriving. Now, integration, on the other hand, when integrating into their system did, sadly, some of our people thought they was getting something out of integration, and integration wasn't nothing but a trick bag, a Jedi mind trick. Integration, it drove out a lot of black owned businesses. Now, because some of those black folks who were forced at a particular time during segregation to spend money with black owned businesses, they was jumping at the first chance they got to go spend their money in the dominant white society. And this put out the black owned mom and pop businesses on the end of the corner. So I don't like that aspect. It relinquished a lot of black control, power and control, us integrating into their system, if you ask me. Let me get a swig of this coffee, family. And integrating, it gave our people a false sense that everything was good now. So some of our people, got off code, and it helped to, disassemble the black unity to a little bit, to a certain degree. Our black unity, um, to some of our people stayed on code, but some of our people didn't. It disrupted the black unity because during segregation, when you couldn't go sit in a white business or establishment, we knew that that was all we had was foundational black Americans. But some of our people got the false sense of hope, through integration and other things that strategically by the dominant white society, white supremacy, have been used to rock our people to sleep. Some of our people got the false notion that, this integration thing, that we had our allies in the form of other people from other ethnic communities, in which we didn't. The only allies we ever had is foundational black Americans. So, that's why I say I'm more so geared towards segregation was a little bit better for our people because we had more black unity, more black folks on code, and the black owned businesses were really thriving at this point, you know? So, yeah, but I ain't surprised by nothing Trump does. I think Trump is trying to take it back to, segregation, but I don't really think that's a game Trump want to play because Trump doing it to spite, to me, foundational Black American society. They know we on code right now, and we got to operate though with intelligence over emotion. We can't, in my opinion, just see things and let it cause us to crash out because the Democrats ain't no better. They both wings off the same bird. You know what I mean? Instead of looking at parties, some of our people got to look to black empowerment because we're the only ones that's going to empower ourselves. Our collective unity is our strength. So, but I don't think this will work out in the favor of the way that Donald Trump, if he really wants to play this game, it's not going to work out. We're going to have Black Wall Streets all over this country, and I love to see that. I love to see Black-owned businesses thriving. You know, and like I said, I go out of my way. I'll drive if I know, a few more extra minutes to get to a black owned business. Cause I know that, me sewing into their business is going, if I do that enough and enough of us do it, that's going to have, widespread effects to where though we go and get our leg up. But moving right along. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Yeah, family, let me go to this. This really got me like, a little upset and tight right now. It was a brother down there in Virginia, Hanover, Virginia, young brother, FBA brother, he's being racially discriminated against at school. Now, family, I don't think he's going to, I think he's going to, like the classroom they said was, predominantly white inside of his classroom. So it's leading me to get the kind of feeling that this is a predominantly white school. And this is why, to a certain degree, I think we as foundational Black Americans should start schooling our young ones, our babies in house, because a lot of the times when they're going into these school systems, they face a lot of anti Black racism from the teachers and from those white students because a lot of the teachers and the people that serve on them PTA board, they undercover white supremacists. So, they work to uphold that system as well. But I know all of our people can't afford to do the homeschooling thing. But I think, it's more beneficial that we homeschool Black kids because we could put in them the seeds we want and and really give them things that's going to benefit them because 9 times out of 10 these kids when they in school they're not really getting stuff they can apply in real world when they get out of school. They just being fed a whole bunch of lies and BS, and a lot of the time there's a lot of anti-black racism that goes on in them schools, such as we about to talk about now. Let me pull this video up, family. This is down there in Hanover, Virginia. Let me find it. Where the hell is it at? Here we go. Hopefully, you don't try to play a damn commercial.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he does basketball. He does football.
Fair use.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he does basketball. He does football.
Jamal Baylor Ali excels at sports, school, and socializing.
Loves going to school. Loves interacting with people.
A fourth grader at Cold Harbor Elementary School in Hanover. His parents, Mom Nyseria Baylor Ali and Dad Chris Holloman, say they could not ask for a better son.
Jamal, everybody loves Jamal. He's just that type of kid.
But in October, they say Jamal started getting off the bus and saying he didn't want to go back to school.
The days of saying he wanted to be homeschooled, that's when he told me they've been calling me an African-American monkey.
Nyseria says she called the school with.
And white folks kill me with that monkey thing because if you shave a monkey's fur off, what color is that monkey up under that hair? That monkey's pink. So that the monkey thing, that applies more so to their people than ours. But let's continue.
Her concerns.
When they addressed the situation, I think they said the kid said he saw it on YouTube or something like that.
She hoped that was the end of it, but then in November, she says she got a call from the school. She says she was told another child told Jamal
that Kamala Harris is a bad and he is a good.
Nyseria says she met with the principal and an administrator with Hanover Schools who suggested Jamal move to another classroom.
Because they thought it would be better for him, and he was the only African-American kid in his classroom.
See, he was the only Black kid in his classroom, Black FBA kid in his classroom. And why would the hell would you move our young brother? He ain't the problem. You should have got the young white supremacists, degenerates who learn that behavior from their parents up out of the classroom. So this is a bunch of nonsense, and it don't make sense to me. And I'm getting, feeling my black senses is kicking in, my black spidey senses is kicking in, that this might be a predominantly white school. And message to my, black parents out there, um, you're gonna do what you want at the end of the day, but I for sure as hell ain't sending, my black baby to predominantly white school, because a lot of foolishness and nonsense is going to go on. You know what I mean? But I know all of our people can't maybe afford to homeschool, but homeschool is the best route for me. In my opinion, because a lot of nonsense, I see it all the time. I personally do videos where a lot of anti-black racism be going on in these schools, and the teachers, they work in conjunction with the white supremacist system, the administrators and all of them, and they'll protect these anti-black youths. They ain't going to, hold them up to no punishment. You see that they moved our young brother out of the classroom. They should have got the white supremacists who were in training that learned that behavior from their parents out the classroom. But let's continue.
Jamal said he agreed to the move. Nigeria and Chris said they were assured the racial bullying would end, but the couple says it only continued. They believe the school system did not do enough to stop the racial bullying.
Incidents like that.
Of course, they didn't do enough to stop the racial bullying. I believe it because the school, the teachers, the administrators, 9 times out of 10, they white supremacists. So they looking out for coddling and pampering these students. They ain't gonna hold them up to no punishment.
That should be nipped in the bud right then and there. This won't be tolerated.
We reached out to Hanover County Schools on March 4th to ask about Jamal and how they handled his situation, but the division said it's prohibited by law from sharing details concerning matters pertaining to specific students.
Prohibited my ass. Y'all playing the game of protecting these white supremacists, degenerates, that's those young white supremacists in training in that classroom.
However, they did share that the day after we reached out to them, this message was sent out to all 4th grade families at Cold Harbor from the principal. In the message, Allison Hunt Mullins confirms that hateful and racist terms have been used by some students, writing, "The hurtful and offensive language is reprehensible, and we need your help to make it stop."
And when we see this mindset of anti-black racism in young white kids, that's a taught and a learned behavior from their parents. So their parents is the white supremacists, that's teaching them that, so they learned it in all actuality from their parents. White supremacists, white supremacy is a learned behavior. Racism is a learned behavior.
She also said the school will continue to hold students accountable to the Code of Student Conduct. But Nigeria and Chris say that although they don't know what consequences the kids that racially bullied their son received because the school has not told them,
I could tell you what consequences these young white supremacists in training receive, and that's not a damn thing because the school was coddling and pampering them.
They believe there needs to be stiffer penalties.
So there needs to be like harsher consequences so that way they know, okay, this has consequences. Let me not say that. And then their friends know, oh, this person got consequences. That's not okay to do because I don't want those consequences.
At a November 12th school board meeting, the board chair Robert May and interim superintendent Dr. Lisa Pennycuff disputed allegations.
But even though I'm pro homeschooling for black families, I personally would do this myself if I had children. But we can't, because some of our people can't afford to go that route. So we can't we not going to have any of our, black youth that go to these public schools treated without anything other than respect. They're going to be respected. This is why I put this out there because, we still, even though I'm pro homeschooling, we still can't have our black youth, treated, unfair and disrespected. We won't tolerate that, nor will we stand for it.
That the school division does not take claims of racism seriously after a racial slur was discovered on an opposing team's bus at a Hanover High School JV football game.
We take these matters and all out.
So this school down there in Hanover, VA, seemed like a breeding ground to a certain degree of racism, white supremacy.
Allegations of misconduct, including that which relates to racism, very seriously. Please be assured that we diligently investigate allegations that are reported to us.
Now, in her remarks to the school board on November 12th, the interim superintendent also stated that the work to...
Yeah, I'm solution-based on my channel, and, so I like to come with something to counteract some of the white supremacy nonsense that we see going on. So if I could give this black family any words of advice, I would say, remove our young brother from that school, because that school seemed like it's complicit in practicing anti-black racism, white supremacy, So yeah, I'm gonna move right along from that. I just wanted to bring that to the family's attention. So this next thing I want to talk about, family, this really got me going right here. This one really had me mad down there in Florida. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up real quick, then I'll start to talk about it. Pull it up. Where's it at? Where's it at? Here we go. Hopefully I don't play a commercial. I'm ready though.
You didn't start.
Hold on, family. I'm messing up. Let me get out of this. Hit the wrong thing. Here we go. Okay, family. So here we have it down here in Florida. A racist white supremacist police officer, race soldier, aka Ku Klux Klan member with a badge, stopped the brother who was blind waiting on the bus. He's doing a bunch of harassing this brother, claiming that his walking cane was a weapon. That what was he doing? Just did a bunch of racial discrimination and using a bunch of racist white supremacist talking points and stereotypes and ideologies that they got about black folks. So I don't respect it, nor do I rock with it. And this, video really had me mad, and it had my blood boiling. So I was like, I got to talk about this, and put this out here in the eyes of the public, because we can't have no police officers like this serving in the black community, because they got a racial bias. And that racial bias is that they affinity lies to racism, white supremacy. So I got the audio and the video of this, and we're going to walk through and talk about it how we normally do. Fair use.
Excuse me, sir?
Yes.
What are you doing here today?
I'm just waiting at the bus stop.
This isn't...
Right off the bat, he ain't got to tell you not a damn thing what he's doing right there. The brother minding his own business. You could clearly see he blind. He got the glasses on, the walking cane, and he's waiting for a bus. He don't got to sit there. See, white supremacists think that, they could come up on us and we got to tell them, white supremacist police officers, as to what we doing for being in a particular neighborhood. Black folks can go anywhere they damn well please. They can miss me with that.
...a bus stop.
I usually come here every day, and the bus driver, when he gets here, he lets me know he's here, and I get on.
What were you doing before you got here?
Just coming home. Just coming from home, had breakfast.
And where are you?
Then they always use that, you fit the description, we got a call, every time they want to have contact with a black person, because the only thing this brother did, truth be told, was being black and waiting for a bus. And that's a bunch of nonsense. These white supremacist race soldiers use your blackness as a reason to stop you. They think every black person is up to no good. And this is just a racist mindset that's adopted by white supremacists abroad. And I don't respect it.
Where are you going?
I'm going to a friend's house.
What do you intend to do at that friend's house?
Well, what we normally do...
Look, he ain't got to sit there and tell you what damn kind of draws he got going on, what he going to eat when he goes to his friend's house. This is a bunch of nonsense. That police need to be fired quick, fast, and in a hurry. They need to put some damn charges on this degenerate. But it don't say as to, his badge number or anything like that, or else I'll be exposing him and putting his badge number out there for the eyes of the public.
Just chill, relax, talk.
Well, we have a report of a black male with a dangerous weapon.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the weapon right now.
Well, I don't have a...
That ain't no damn weapon, you idiot. That's a walking cane. The brother clearly can't see. He got dark shades on. He's blind.
Dangerous weapon.
I'm looking at a weapon. It's in your hand. What are you doing with that?
Sir, this is my walking
stick. You know good and well that ain't no damn weapon.
Your walking stick?
Yeah.
See, what it was he was just looking for an excuse to engage this brother, to harass him, to practice his anti-black racism.
Yes, I'm blind. I can't see.
You're looking right at me.
I can hear your voice, but I can't see you.
So you're telling me you're blind and then you use that device to find your way around? I'm not
Yeah, you fool. That's not unheard of.
buying it.
Yeah.
And who gives a damn if you ain't buying it? We don't give a damn if you ain't buying it. 1 + 1 is 2. You could clearly see that brother got a walking cane, dark glasses on. He's blind, and the only reason he's looking in your direction because when you blind and you got one of your senses is down, one of your other senses picks it up so he can hear better. Stupid.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Sir, that is a weapon, and you can't be in possession of it.
Well, it's not a weapon.
What other weapons do you have on you?
I don't have any weapons.
No weapons at all.
Not at all.
So you're just sitting here randomly, no reason at all, carrying a weapon.
Bro, I'm just waiting on my bus.
This isn't a bus stop. We've already discussed that. No bus is coming here.
I come here every day.
Well, you're in the wrong spot. So your story's not adding up. Now,
Maybe he's waiting at that particular spot to get to his bus stop. You never know. But he's just trying to engage him because he sees a black man sitting there. And that's one of the rules of white supremacy, to practice anti-black racism towards black people. But let's continue.
I would like to know what you're really up to.
Like I said to you, you're stressing me out right now. I'm just waiting on my bus.
You look very suspicious, and your behavior is very questionable right now.
That's racially profiling him right there. He looks suspicious. Now, you could bet your last damn dollar. I bet my last dollar that if this had been a white person that was blind, he for sure as hell, wouldn't have came up, engaged him, and said that he ain't buying, that he's blind, this, that, and the other. He only did it because he seen a black man there. And, in white supremacists' mind, they think that all black people are guilty of something. He was just looking for an excuse to engage this brother.
So I'm going to ask you again, why are you here and what are you doing?
Bro, I'm just waiting on my bus.
This isn't a bus stop. We've already discussed that. So you're going to have to come up with a better story than that. I don't appreciate being lied to. I'm an officer of the law. Do you understand that?
Well, officer, I'm just waiting on the bus. I got no weapons on me.
You didn't answer my question. Do you understand that I'm an officer of the law?
He ain't got to answer your damn question, but he handling it right because he's staying composed. See, sometimes I see some black folks, they let these officers get them all emotional. When they stop you, you're a prisoner of war. You just got to know that. Just comply. Don't get emotional because they look for your emotionalness, as an excuse to kill. So they could say you got a gun, this, that, or the third, because they just looking to emotionally excite you to kill you in all actuality if you're a black person. But let's continue.
Charge here. I am the law.
I understand that, officer.
Can you repeat that? Who's the law?
You are the law.
I'm the law, not you.
I wouldn't repeat it, not a damn thing that racist race soldier would have asked me. Miss me with that. I ain't bowing down to you, but let's continue.
So where's the weapon?
I have no weapon.
It's in your hand. I'm looking at it.
That's my
What do you intend to do with that weapon? I'm not buying this whole blind thing. You're looking right at me.
Officer, I'm just letting you know this is a walking stick.
That brother got a hefty lawsuit on his hands. I hope he, might be watching this broadcast or, if he's out there, you got a hell of a lawsuit on your hands, brother, because he walked up and engaged you. He's racially targeting you, harassing you, saying he don't buy that you got a, disability with yourself. Yeah, you can sue the pants off of him and that police department. But let's continue.
We can go get some narcotics. You're gonna go rob some people?
No,
Here we
bro,
go.
I'm just chilling.
There goes anti-black racism. You hear him? You looking to rob somebody, you're trying to buy narcotics. See, at the end of the day, they think white supremacists think that all black people are on drugs and criminals. And this just is a white supremacist fantasy that they got in their minds about all black people being criminals. They could miss me with that. Or being on drugs or something. They could miss me.
Steal some stuff from the mall?
Not at all. I'm just trying to wait for my bus. You're the one that's
Damage some vehicles? Pick on little children?
Man, I can't believe this happening, bro. Like, why
Pick
you?
up little children. Did he just call him a child predator? Yeah, he put some charges on this. Get this guy's badge number, brother. I hope you watching. Get this guy's badge number and turn him on in, because we can't have these kind of people, being in the black community, because they ain't serving and protecting not a damn thing but the institution of racism, white supremacy. That's the only system they upholding.
Stressing me like this. You don't even know me.
Because you look suspicious. And we got a call.
And the only reason he looks suspicious is because you see a black man. You ain't nothing more than a racist white supremacist. And if you're new to the channel, family, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, because I'm constantly putting out heat and, standing on business and putting out that FBA fire in terms of videos.
about you, and I don't appreciate the attitude. I have every right to be doing this because why? Why? Say it. Who's the law?
You're the law.
I'm the law.
But you're doing what's wrong.
Stop repeating that racist white supremacist, brother. You ain't got to do him, repeat everything he said just because he's asking you to. He's a white supremacist. He just wants to get you, he wants to practice dominance over you. That's what he's trying to do, to have you in submission to him. He can miss me.
Bro, there's nothing wrong about me questioning you, sitting here looking suspicious, claiming to be at a bus stop when you're clearly not at a bus.
Yes, it is. You ain't got no probable cause to even engage. You only engage because you seen a black man. If, them roles were reversed and that was a white man that told you he was blind and sitting there waiting for a bus, you for sure as hell, wouldn't have engaged him. You would have kept on walking and going on about your business.
Bus stop, holding a weapon and claiming to be blind.
Dog, I don't even know if you're an officer. Number one, I can't see you. Number two, and number three, you stressing me out.
You just said that I'm the law. Now you're lying.
Well, I said it because you said that you're an officer.
Because you can clearly see that I'm an officer.
I can't see that. It's from what you're telling me.
You just admitted that I'm the law.
Bro,
you said it.
Bro,
the words came right out of your mouth. I said, who's the law? You said, I'm the law. So that's very clear that you can see.
Bro, why the hell are you stressing me out? I didn't do anything.
Why are you doing suspicious activities? Why are you about to commit a crime?
I'm not committing a crime.
I'm just here to stop you from something bad that's about to happen. I can clearly tell you're up to no good.
That's your racist white supremacist mind. That brother ain't up to doing not a damn thing but waiting for the bus. He done told you what he's doing, going to see a friend. You just looking for any excuse to harass and, display your anti-black racism, towards black folks.
Stop stressing me, man. Stop stressing me, bro.
You got Air Jordans on.
Oh, here we go.
That's the first telltale sign.
Because he got Air Jordans on and he's a black man. He's a criminal. This is a racist white supremacist mindset that this damn degenerate, no good officer has.
That means you're up to no good. Air Jordans.
That don't mean nothing,
Did you buy those shoes or you steal them from someone?
Yeah,
they look a little big for your feet.
Bro, I bought them. My shoes is size 12 and they fit me just fine, bro.
Not buying it.
Bro, just step, man. Get away from me, man.
Man, I wish I was there. I wouldn't have sat around and let him harass that brother like that. I would have got in and, I would have checked that white supremacist officer and I would have got him on camera so we could have exposed him, and held him accountable for his wicked and devilish deeds. But let's continue.
And you stressing me out.
I'm not going anywhere till you admit to what you're doing.
I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm just waiting.
Who are you going to rob? What were you going to steal? Who are you going to harm with the weapon?
That's the mindset of white supremacists, and race soldiers alike, because they think that all black people are on drugs, going to harm somebody, rob people, rape people, this, that, and the other, which is a bunch of nonsense.
I mean, anybody, you're the one that's starting the problems here. I'm just minding my business, waiting for my bus, and you're starting the
Maybe you're waiting for some more friends to gang up on somebody and rob them, steal their stuff, hit them in the head with this weapon that you're carrying.
The mindset of this white supremacist, the nerve of this damn degenerate officer. Yeah, we got to, find out this guy's badge number. We can't have him, nowhere near the black community, because like I said, the only protecting and serving he's doing is to the institution of racism, white supremacy. That's the only system this degenerate is upholding.
Yeah, man, leave me alone. Bro.
I'm not going anywhere until you tell me what you're doing.
Man, just stop, bro. Stop. I ain't doing.
Yeah, I'm here to stop a crime from happening. Clearly, you're about to commit one.
Bro, you wrong.
Dressed like a hooligan, acting like a hooligan, claiming to be blind. When you clearly saw I was an officer, you said I'm the law, which means you could see my uniform.
Because you told him to repeat that, you white supremacist.
Bro, can you just get away from me?
As soon as you tell me what you're up to, I will.
Bro, just step away from me, get away from me.
I'm doing my job. I got a report of a suspicious man harboring a weapon.
Yeah, but...
And I'm talking to him right now. Here he is.
I haven't done anything wrong. You got no proof. I got no weapons on me.
You're right. Now you don't have...
Look, he just snatched that brother's walking cane, but let's continue.
What you doing? And you know what? I'm not buying this whole blind thing.
Hey, what you doing?
These are mine. Confiscated by the law.
Grabbed his damn glasses off of his face. Now he took it a step further. He needs some charges put on him quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because you don't treat people like this. This is a degenerate, white supremacist, race soldier, police officer. And he don't got no business serving or being around black people. He ain't got no business, being anywhere around the black community.
I don't have enough evidence to take you in, but I am confiscating this weapon and these glasses.
I need my staff, bro.
He done touched him. He done assaulted this brother in all actuality. He assaulted this brother, This brother should shoot the pants off this police department. I hope he gets his badge number and does his due diligence, because this brother handled it right. He didn't let him get him all emotional, because that's what these race soldiers be looking for, is an emotional kill on black folks.
Whatever you were going to do, don't even think.
Then they'll claim that, it was done in self-defense, this, that, or the other, screaming out he or she got a gun, which is a bunch of nonsense. And 9 times out of 10, we find that these race soldiers that do these anti-black racist acts towards black people, they get off when they do this. But let's continue.
About doing it, and I'm taking your weapon so you can't use it.
Whoa, what the hell?
What the fuck are you doing, bro?
This is insane. Enough of this. Hopefully this racist white supremacist police officer, somebody seen this and got a badge number. I'm gonna keep in the loop what goes on with this one, because this guy needs to be charged up quick, fast, and in a hurry. He shouldn't be nowhere around the black community. But yeah, I'm getting ready to get off of here, family. It was just my Saturday morning tap in, how I normally do. I hope all the family has a good weekend out there and stay safe, because it's a lot of nonsense going on out here in terms of white supremacy running rampant. And be aware, family. When you out there moving and shaking, be safe and remember to be aware, because to be aware is to be alive. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.